If everything we did went according to plan, the world would be a boring place. Because even if you think you're doing things right, there's plenty of ways it can go wrong. Like this daredevil found out. Extreme sports are extreme for a reason. The risk and reward are equally as high. If you're ready for a jump, you better also be prepared for the landing. And saying his was rough may be the understatement of the century. If you needed a definition for what underestimating looks like, here it is. A disaster like that would hit any pescatarian right in the eels. When you get the discount version of Mr. Miyagi, he had the confidence, just not the execution, and the only thing breaking in half here was his self-esteem. Usually the worst fear for dads during a barbecue is burning the meat, but he made sure overheating wasn't an issue, just not in the way he'd have hoped. Rest and recovery begins after you complete the race, except when the finish line adds a few more injuries. I guess it's not just defeats that leave a sour taste. When you just won the lottery, but the first thing you need to spend the jackpot on is an eye appointment. Oh. Maybe some therapy after that jump scare. Not everyone enjoys surprises, but it was him who wasn't ready for this. They say the worst thing that can happen is she says no. But what if she says neither? Even at such a young age, his kids were primed for battle in the TV remote wars. Reliability, safety, and comfort. All three guarantees fall apart when the bus driver forgets he's not driving something suitable for narrow streets. It's just a game of knocking over dominoes. They say nobody's above the law, but tell that to this judge who overruled his traffic violation in minutes.
Check the registration on this plate soon, mister. Have a good day, Judge. Thanks.
A one-man job can quickly become a multiple-man job, depending on how badly it's botched. Balloons, cheerful, innocent, childlike things. Except when over 1 million of them hit the sky and blow everywhere. This world record attempt took a dark turn when it set up the worst conditions for a coastal rescue mission possible. And with 2 fishermen falling victim to the ocean's embrace, the record unsurprisingly didn't make it to the official book. Who'd have thought that in an NFL clash, the biggest tackle would involve the sound guy? He got too close. Luckily for him, this thief had butterfingers. They definitely extinguished any threat of fire with all that foam. However, they now had a different issue to remedy. How do you lose $7,000 of prize money in one move? Follow the motorbike instead of the track. This detour led her from sure victory to a bronze medal right at the race's climax. The pit stop team had one job, but the wheels took an unexpected spin. Guido wouldn't let that happen. Time jumps aren't just a thing in video games. Pressing the button at the right time can just be the same as your brain sending a message to your legs. And for her, there was a slight delay. Along with earthquakes, forest fires, and tornadoes, tsunamis are a thing that don't really need an artificial simulation for amusement. Wait for it. Meant for the freezer, not the road. That's not what he had in mind when he tried to lower the suspension. No matter how good of a leader you are, you can't rule a country if you can't make it out of your driveway. When your client's car has got a will of its own, car repairs take double the length of time. Breaking news. The bank of rivers are slippery today, but sometimes actions speak louder than words. And he demonstrated this report perfectly. 2 journeys was out of the question, but gravity proved a sobering reminder that balance is best served 1 brew at a time. This guy's career as a fake U.S. Marshal hit a snag when real justice intervened.
Sir, what is your name?
Gary Lambert.
Turns out a siren officer who can keep a straight face when this crime is reported. Getting carjacked by a furry dog gang may be a new low. Little did he know that saying "open sesame" would have the same amount of impact as that door ram. Little did he know that the shop owner he was robbing learned a thing or two from Jigsaw. Every door just led to more doors in this trap, and he had nowhere to go. The do's and don'ts of what to do if your car's in a flooded sinkhole. Do seek the help of emergency services. Don't jump in after it. If you want to get away with cheating, doing it in a full room of people should be avoided. This hacker tried his luck anyway, but the admins made sure his cheat code turned into a ban code. There are work days that can be a real headache, like when this rogue skateboard rolled onto an early retirement. Just like how you shouldn't trust the weight of responsibility on weak shoulders. Putting the weight of a truck full of dirt on thin ground isn't a good plan. This fraudster banked on the icy conditions to conceal his insurance trick, but he forgot one crucial thing. Wheels have much better traction than shoes. This reporter didn't know that when he called out the lack of snowplowers, they'd take it personally. On this day, he made his parents proud. Sort of. Having dinner on street level may seem cool at first, but not when a Ghost Rider decides to park a little too close for comfort. But he just saw red. Pull-up bars are great because you can set them up anywhere. Well, maybe not on a cliff edge, but if your backup plan is a parachute, then you'll still survive. And just for the record, he was fine and lived happily ever after. Doing difficult jobs like this can be a pain in the butt, but it's better than a window pane shattered on the floor. If you want to have time to plan an escape, better hope that this is the guy trying to break down your door. Maybe it was just a pull rather than a push to open. 21 pounds of cement blocks? Surely only a grandmaster could break through them. Oh, and the news reporter who's never taken a karate class in his life. Something seems sus here. During a race through the desert, it didn't take long for things to pan down. He struggled to chow down the seafood snack before finding the nearest bin to spit into. This is what happens when crowd surfing goes wrong. The beat was meant to drop, not him. I'm struggling to find sympathy for someone who takes a laptop on a speedboat. Was streaming the football game really worth the risk? When you're too busy threatening civilians to notice you forgot to lock the back doors. As police escapes go, this one was pretty straightforward. Let's just go back to the good old days, when all you needed to stop a boat was an anchor and some enthusiasm. This is one of those times where I just couldn't see this ever going right. You might as well dye your car brown at this stage. The yellow's ruining the C1? The punch machine just couldn't handle this final boss. Life can give us amazing moments of comedic timing. Is this reality or a Tom and Jerry cartoon? When you try to impress your mom with how many shopping bags you're carrying, but the world wants to keep you grounded. When it turns out your buddy decided to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Good luck explaining this one in the back of the police car. Maybe don't transport the biggest thing you have on the smallest vehicle. If you ever thought those biker dudes are intimidating, just remember, some of them are this terrified of a little frog. The essentials of a good fishing trip: a sturdy rod, a strong net, and a pro using both to make a great catch. Yeah, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Or hobbies. This person's holiday went down a slippery slope. But seriously, who let Willy Wonka design a water park? When you forget to hold down the power button on your PlayStation controller? At least she tried. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.